Hello there, it's Natalie. Hello everyone, it's Natalie. Welcome to my channel. Find joy in the journey. Woo! I just came from the mailbox, so I'm I was walking really fast, so no mail. Um anyway, I just decided to hop on just to say hey, just to see how you guys were doing, and just to let you know that everything is everything in the Joy Garden. I am so pleased with how everything looks. And you just don't know how much I love fall gardening. Like right now. Do you, if you could feel the breeze, there's a nice cool breeze when I came home. And this is a rarity. Normally when I'm gone all day, normally when I'm gone all day and I get home, all my little plants in the garden is like, it's all droopy because it's time for them to be watered and they've been baking in the hot sun all day. But because of the cooler temperatures, I'm sorry, my camera fell. Okay, let me see. I think I have it. There we go. All right. Now, where was I? I was talking about this cool weather. I was bragging on this fall weather we got going on. I love fall gardening. My brassicas look so good. I hope the camera doesn't fall again. The wind's blowing. Okay. The only thing that I see that's a problem is, I'm looking at it now, that's why you see me looking off in the distance. My cucumber plants, because there's actually 4 plants in one container, they look terrible, but they're still producing cucumbers. They, the leaves were covered with what they call downy mildew, I believe. It's not powdery mildew. There's powdery mildew, and then there's downy mildew. And downy mildew is this, like, they get these little blotches, these little brownish yellow blotches all over it. I am so sorry. Okay, I am so sorry. I promise it's not going to fall again. It's not going to fall again. Okay. But my cucumber plants are suffering from downy mildew, and I never got around to treating them. But they were still producing cucumbers. But I have a feeling they're not going to last much longer because of the fact that it's kind of been overtaken. At first, I was managing it. I wasn't even spraying it with anything, but I was just cutting off those ugly leaves. So, like, the downy mildew won't spread to the next leaf. But yes, indeed. I'm just gonna hold it. How about that? I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Okay, but at one point I was just cutting off the leaves, so the mildew wouldn't spread. The downy mildew wouldn't spread, because I've been so busy just trying to make sure that everything. There we go. Okay. I've been so busy trying to make sure that I got everything planted, right? Just trying to make sure that everything that's been in my greenhouse, all those seedlings and all those transplants that I purchased from the nursery, just trying to make sure that everything has been placed in the container. And also I was rearranging everything. It didn't quite turn out, everything being rearranged didn't quite turn out the way I thought it would. But you know what? I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. I just expected it to be a little more uniform. But I have so many different types of containers. Is that it doesn't have to be uniform, I mean, with container gardening, it's going to be a mix match, mosh posh type thing. But I just wanted it all pristine and, like something from a gardening magazine or something. But that's okay. As long as the vegetables are growing and they're strong, then I'm happy. I am a happy gardener. Instead of a happy camper, I'm a happy gardener. I'm not worried about the cucumber plant. I'm going to tell you why. Because during the period that it was producing and growing, I got so many cucumbers I don't know what to do with. I have a refrigerator full of cucumbers. So it's not that I'm like, oh, it can die out. I've got enough cucumbers. It's not that. But if I can't correct the problem that's going on with it, I'm not going to worry about it. Because of the fact that I have reaped all I can from that plant. And one thing that makes me a little bit sad, my okra plants. I think it's time to say farewell to my plants that I have been babying and caring for since spring. It was a spring-summer romance. And now it's over. So, I need those containers too. I need those containers. No. Okra, honey, is a high producing, they say prolific. Okay? It is, oh my gosh, you have to harvest okra almost every single day. I have so much chopped okra frozen in the freezer. Man, I'm ready. I'm ready. I told people that before in one of my videos is that okra is not necessarily a staple in Louisiana. See, we make a lot of gumbos and soups and things like that. That has okra in it because some people don't even like okra. They don't like it. They think it's slimy. But you can prepare it. If you know how to prepare it well, you can get rid of that little sliminess. And then some people like that little sliminess. Okay? You can fry them. You can chop them up and fry them. You can pickle them. We put them in soups and gumbos. So I have plenty. Okay? I just got home a little while ago. Just been running errands and doing different things. And when I got home, that's why I hopped on real quick. When I got home, I noticed that the Joy Garden everything is nice and perky. Nothing needs to be watered. And that is rare. Okay, normally when I come home around this time, everything is all droopy, like I said before. But this time, everything is nice and perky and well watered. Matter of fact, I don't think I'm going to water again until tomorrow. Now that the temperatures have cooled off a bit, I think I can spread the waterings out. When it's the heat of the summer, you have to water almost every day. Almost every day, unless you have rain. You have to water almost every day. Now, the containers have plenty of holes for drainage. So nothing ever got waterlogged. Nothing was ever overwatered. Even on the days when we had really heavy rains, and it rained for like days at a time, I noticed that nothing suffered from, being just completely drenched or waterlogged. It just shows you how that water was just being soaked up, just being absorbed. So, but right now, I could show you, but I've done so many videos showing my garden, I'm almost afraid to go around and walk around and show you everything. It's like I don't want to bombard you with, it's a gardening channel. What? Let's go. Field trip. Come on, guys. Look at that. Didn't tell you. Okay. Now, you may say, oh, no, they're a little droopy. No. This is not when I say they used to be droopy when I came home, I mean like laying against the container droopy. This is, gotta take care of that. I see some insect damage on that. Look at this, look at the lettuce. Look how spry and nice everything is. It may be time to harvest some of that lettuce. The lettuce is called Paris Island. So maybe time. Look at my cabbages here. These two cabbages are the Cheers cabbage. I pruned the outer leaves yesterday. So look at the bottom. Now I can fertilize, and there's lots of airflow. Okay, but I want to tell you something I learned. This is a good opportunity to share something I learned. Now I know I was telling you about how I prune the outer leaves, but I didn't prune all of them. The reason why I prune the outer leaves is because I want all the energy and the nutrients to concentrate on growing the inner part, which is the head of the cabbage. Those leaves in there, they curl in and form a head. But see these outer leaves? They stay that way. They stay facing upwards and at an angle like that. And this is I learned why. Those leaves are responsible for helping the root take in water. So basically when you water or when it rains, the water is coming downwards, right? It rolls off those little slanted leaves, these outer leaves here, and takes the water directly where it's needed, right to the root. I learned that just yesterday. YouTube University. I learned that just yesterday. So it's okay that I did prune some of those outer leaves, because look, now down there it's exposed. I can fertilize better. It's getting lots of air. You don't have those leaves down there that water is collecting in, and it's all wet and yucky down there. But you still have those outer leaves right there. There's still some outer leaves that will, when I water or when it rains or even just the morning dew, okay? Like I said, the water just runs down, and the way the leaves are angled, the water will go directly to the center where the root is, and supply the plant with all the water it needs that it requires. I just want to look at the beans real quick. These are my red kidney beans. Yep, and they have to stay on there. They have to stay on there till they turn a light brown color and they dry up. So you don't pick them when they're at this stage. When they're green like this, you have to wait until they turn brown. All right, I'm gonna go over here where I have more cabbage growing. This is my red cabbage, Ruby Perfection and Red Jewel, and over there is my celery. Looks like the celery has taken root, and it's going to be okay. Because see, sometimes you may plant several plants at one time. You may plant 6 and 4 of them survive and the other 2 die out. With these celery plants, I had to replace at least 4 of them for sure. But it looks like that everything has taken root now, and they've become acclimated to the bed, and it's going to be okay. I love growing celery. It's going to be really nice. I can't wait to show you those celery stalks. It looks like it comes right out of the grocery store. With my potatoes over here, my sweet potatoes, the macatia, the leaves, the foliage on those vines, you're able to harvest those and eat them. I just wasn't interested in doing that. I just like the way they looked. I like that pretty light green color. Some people use it as ground cover. They use it, I mean, they're growing sweet potatoes, but they just like the look of it. So I had no intentions, even when I found out that I could eat them, that they were edible, the foliage was edible, I had no intentions of eating it. But I did trim some of it back because it grows and grows and it spreads. So I trimmed some of it back. And next to it, that's the macatia on this one. And this is the marguerite. And on the other side, that darker green leafy plant over there, that is Beauregard sweet potatoes. Okay. I'll give you a little look since we're right near it. I'll give you a little look at my cucumbers. This is what I'm talking about. This is the downy mildew. Okay. And then they have these little, you see the bugs on the back of it? It just kind of just took over the plant, but I'm telling you, there are cucumbers on there. I'm looking at two of them right now. You may not be able to see, but I can see them. Maybe if I turn to this side, you can see. Now, I don't know what condition they're in, okay? But there's cucumbers on there. Okay. Over here, my beefsteak plant. Now, with the cooler temperatures, those tomato plants should do well. I'm seeing some little ugly leaves. I need to cut them back. I have been pruning. I have been tying them up. I'm using more heavy-duty stakes, and I'm tying them with zip ties. So I think I'm getting the hang of it. But I don't want to have to maintain too many of these indeterminate tomato plants. I just have two, and because it's a lot. Because I'm still learning how to prune and maintain them, and so it's like I don't want too many to have to take care of right now. I think I'll start with these two, and then I'll if I get the hang of it and I like it, then I'll start growing more indeterminate. But I think I like the determinate variety because they're more easy to maintain for me. My old okra plants. I'm gonna let you know right now. I'm not gonna even lie to you. I haven't harvested these okras in the past couple of weeks. I've just been pretty much letting the plants just do their thing. And if it's time for them to play out, it's time. So I know I joked earlier about needing the containers, but I will use 4 of these containers. Once I remove the plants, or once they die out, I'm going to use those 4 of those containers for my banana plants. They need larger containers. I think they may be large enough. That may not be a good up pot or potting up. In other words, putting a plant into a larger container because the roots need more room. It needs more space to grow. So I was going to use one of these containers, but it might not be that big of a jump. But you know what? This is what I'm thinking. Because the cooler weather is coming, I don't know how well a banana plant will do out. I may need to store it somewhere. I think they call it overwintering. And I may need to place it like in my shed or someplace where it'll be safe during the cooler temperatures, or the cold weather actually. So even if I do pot up from the containers that I have over there now and use these containers that are bigger, they're larger than what the banana plant is in right now. I think it'll be okay since I'm just going to put them in a safe place to protect them from the cold. I think it'll be okay to use these planters. And then when the warmer temperatures come in the spring and I bring them back out, then I will definitely up pot to something much larger. Or as my brother-in-law suggested, go ahead and plant them directly in the ground, which might be a possibility. I have definitely been neglecting the pepper patch. I come over, I water, I fertilize. I do harvest the peppers when I see them. But honestly, I'm going to be totally honest, I've really been working on... Ooh, a bug. Okay. I really have been concentrating on just making sure all my fall transplants and seedlings and all of that were being planted, that I've kind of been neglecting coming over here and maintaining the pepper patch. So I'm going to choose a day to come over here and really do some maintenance on the pepper patch. It takes time, and I want to make sure that I have enough time to devote to all these plants. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. I have 15. There's 15 plants over here to maintain. To somebody else that may not be a lot, but to me it is. And so I have to give each and every one of them, individual attention, because they're all different. They're all different sizes and everything, and they're different varieties too. So I have to set aside some time to devote to the pepper patch. I already know this is going to be a heavily edited video because I'm just off the rails today. Ooh, that wind feels so good. Okay, so I'm back under the patio. I did the quick tour. I hope you guys understood what I meant about the cabbage plants. That it kind of goes along with what I was when I pruned the cabbage plants. I really did not know about the fact that that those outer leaves, they're never going to curl in. They're going to stay the way they are, like this. And their job is to catch water, and they stay upturned like this. So when you water or when it rains, the water will just go down, and they're angled where the water will go directly to the center of the plant where the roots are, to give that plant all the water it needs. I just learned that. So I'm glad that I wasn't too heavy-handed when I cut away those outer leaves, because they're needed. I cut away the ones that were mostly touching the soil. Now that I did know, you don't want them touching the soil. They can get diseases, things like that. And also they're down there and they get all yellow and and everything. So, and water collects, and it's just a mess, especially with the mustards and the collards. When down there, when you get underneath there and you see those wet, mushy leaves, and it has a horrible smell to it. It's not terrible, but it's kind of damp, musty smell. So with the cabbages, I just cut away those outer leaves, especially the ones that were like touching the soil at the bottom. You just cut those away, but you leave some of the outer leaves because they're needed. And I just told you what the purpose for those leaves are for. Those outer leaves are your starter leaves. Those are the first leaves that form. And then later on, those inner leaves, the inner leaves are the ones that are going to curl in and form a nice tight head. And that's the part that we harvest and eat. But you can also eat those outer leaves. I have a container of outer leaves over here that I'm going to cook. I have them over here. They're soaking in water to keep them fresh. I'm going to take them inside. I did it just yesterday, so they've been here overnight and for most of the day, but they are in water. They're fresh. So I'm going to take them inside, wash them up, and cut them up just like you do a mustard or a collard green, and you cook them the same way. Season them and cook them. So there's not much I'm going to do in the garden today. Just look at it and enjoy it. Just enjoy looking at it and be proud of that my hard work is paying off. I worked diligently on this garden, and I'm very pleased with how everything is progressing. So, having said that, I'm going to go ahead and find something to eat. It's time to eat. Before I have to leave the house again, I got to go pick my son up from work in a little bit, and time flies. Just when you think you have enough time to get everything done, before you know it, it's nighttime. And it's like you have to shut everything down, especially in the garden. Now it's been getting darker a little earlier. So I found myself out here one day in the dark trying to water. I normally used to wait till the end of the day to water, but it started getting darker earlier. And there I was. Normally I would have more daylight at that time when I was watering. But since, the season has changed, it was getting darker sooner. And I'm like, there I am, scared to death, trying to water the plants and looking for any critters. The critters come creeping out at night. And I'm in the dark trying to water everything down. I watered as quickly as I could and rolled that hose up and got out of the joy garden. Because at night, the joy garden is taken over by critters. So, I'm going to sign off. I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed watching my channel. I hope you enjoyed the quick little tour and the explanations I gave for the different things that's going on. Yes, the okras. It's time to say bye-bye. The pepper patch has been neglected. The cucumbers are suffering, but they're still producing. They're yet hanging on. My cabbages are happy. My broccoli is being attacked by insects. Look like my mustards, they're doing well, but a few of those red mustards over there are being attacked. I think it's time when the leaves are nice and big, you can go ahead and harvest them. So I may harvest some of those red mustards. That's going to be a first for me. And also my lettuce. It may be time to harvest the lettuce. I got to check and see if that variety, how large it gets. I don't want to cut it off prematurely. So I want to see how large the leaves get on that variety of lettuce before I go over there and call myself harvesting. The corn looks happy. The way it looks now, if you go back and look at the pictures of the corn that I grew during summer, it just lets you know that summer gardening is tough. I don't know if it was the heat, I don't know if it was the insects, but the corn did not do well this summer. I was able to harvest corn, but it just didn't do well because I had to keep watering. I may have overwatered because it was so hot. The temperatures were in the mid-90s. I had to water so often. They look weathered. They look stressed. Right now, they're so beautiful and green. Matter of fact, I'm going to give you a peek at them before I sign off. So I'm going to end it right here. And we're going to end this with a little peek at my peaceful corn stalks. They're so happy. They're not stressed anymore. They're not stressed. Fall is here. Have no fear. So I'm going to let you see how peaceful my corn stalks are. They're not stressed out. I think I might be able to get a few ears of corn before it gets too cold. So, bye you guys. I'm going to go ahead and sign off now. I hope this video is not as messed up as I think it is. So, bye you guys. There they are. Look how pretty and green. Oh, tassels. Okay. Tassels. I think I see some more over there. Oh, but look how healthy and strong they look. I told you they look peaceful. I see those little bugs flying around. I'm going to get my hydrogen peroxide and water solution and come over here and hit this area. All right, I think those are the fungus gnats. So I'm going to go ahead and get to it. I just wanted you to see the peaceful corn stalks. Uh-oh, look here. Let's look at this real quick, Bob. See, guys? Look at that inside there. You know what that is? Okay. We got a worm. We got a caterpillar in there. Those are the droppings. And then you see the leaves. Those are the indications that there's an insect in there. Okay. Those tattered leaves and then those little dry droppings. That little sandy colored material there. Okay. So if I dig down deep in there, I guarantee you there is a caterpillar in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and hit these with some spray. This is the perfect time of day, and it's a little bit cooler. It's time to, I don't know if I'm gonna use 7 or the neem oil, the neem max, but it's time to hit everything. So I think I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna let the sun go down just a little bit more, and then that's what I'll do. So I'll end the video on that note. It's time to do some maintenance to the joy garden, guys. Bye now.